Okay, good day everyone. Well, it's that time again. Surprise! Okita banner. Now, since we've used most of everything, I highly doubt I'll get too lucky here, but figure we might as well give it a shot. Now, in a couple days, Skaha will be rated up instead, but she gets 3 raid ups next year, so she can wait, probably. But alright, let's see if we can't catch a bit of luck here. And grab best saber. Yeah, I'll see. Not too worried about. Well, it's funny, I was fully expecting to be done rolling this year when this surprise banner comes up. Now, Okita does get more banners. I think she has one next year, and then one or even 2 in 2 years. Because she gets a couple buffs, and she gets rated up when she gets her buffs. So that's lovely. So there will be other shots for her. She's always on GSSR as well, if anyone that can do that. They keep buffing her, but the funny thing about it is she was fine. She was still really strong. She just has a simple kit, but people will too often confuse simple with bad, and that just isn't the case. She is a really solid unit, and they buffed her, and now they buffed her again. It's like, okay, now. Sort of like how they keep buffing Kukulane, even though he's already one of the single best units in the entire bloody game. There's a saber, just not the one we wanted. Mine's an aim to get 2 MLB copies of that. Very handy if you want to tinker with solar and stuff. Pretty much the best thing to slap on your level 1 taunters to give your solar unit a nice head start. There's an event CE that's actually a better version of it, but unfortunately it's long gone at this point. Maybe it'll come back since JP's started to, well, they've teased bringing back older seas. We'll have to see what they end up doing with it. Friday Rock. Oh, Baldy. Quite an interesting unit, purely because of general discourse. Because of sketchy videos. Oh look at how good Baldy is when they have like the OP supports all buffing him up. It's like look at what all he can do. It's like, well, any unit can do that if you buff him that bloody much. It's not really special to him. He's actually quite balanced. But it kept happening with videos that sort of went viral, semi-viral, I guess. So it kind of took on a life of its own. He's the coup killer. Nonsense. What if they'll ever release their gold version of Caesar, where he's in his proper form? Skinny Caesar, if you will. Pretty sure that is a thing in Phase. Like he's already got the character all ready to go. Shame you don't show up on any of my ults. Guess we'll shift over to these for now. Really is teasing us with the sabers. That's the wrong single target quick saber. We want a different one. And it says RK gives a gold one and it's bloody damn it. I see you, game. That's pretty sure that's a quick C. Wait, is this? Actually drawing a bit of a blank. What was quick and crits one, pretty sure. It's like a min roll here. Nice, it picks up here at the end. Another Baldy. So basically, a min roll here with these block rolls or chunk rolls like this, you're guaranteed to get one force. Okay, it wasn't a min roll, but it was close to it. Although it is still going, so we'll see. Oh, Darius. So when you do these 11 rolls, you have a guarantee of having a 4-star, of getting at least one 4-star. Like it's guaranteed. If say you've rolled 9 3-stars, so 9 silvers. Well, the last one, well, 10 in this case. Say you rolled 10 of the buggers. Well, the last one will, even if ORNG just rolls you another silver unit, it will guess we'll laughably refer to it as a pity, will kick in and transform it into a gold one. But what this generally means is you'll get a 4-star craft essence guaranteed, because that's the most common. So yeah, that's how that works. There is not the same guarantee on if you just roll 11 times in single rolls. There's not the same guarantee. And that little difference is where the... there it is again. I suppose this time I could just check and see what it actually does. There's your big buster. Damage C. Speaking of assassins, Jack gets a raid up as well in a few days. Probably closer to a week. She's towards the end there. So if you're in the market for a really good single target assassin, can't really go wrong with her. Hesitance, of course, is she's non-limited, so she can spook you anytime. She's another one, like Okita, where she is an extremely strong unit. She's still really good. Even current day JP, she's really good still. But because she hasn't gotten any buffs, and because she has a simple kit, for some reason that makes people think, oh well, she must be bad, right? Especially because Karma came out, and while Karma is arguably better, but even then it's sketchy because it's contextual, because no one's beating Jack against female bosses. Like, she just destroys them. But yeah, it's okay. It's sure hit and quick. Sorry, this is a handy one to hold on to just for the sure hit, if nothing else. That can be very useful to have access to, because evade can be a pain in the rear. But yeah, Karma basically gets a 50% shot, so she can get her MP fairly quickly, but at the same time, Jack has really good MP game. So she can also get hers fairly quickly, just not instantaneously like Karma can. What is that one? And Karma has just a charm. And she has a guts that never expires until it actually procs. So that's interesting. Yeah, they're both really good units. Lubu. Most people's best option for single target caster DPS. they did finally come out with a nice one in JP. That's another one I've seen criticism. Oh, well, her kit's just standard and simple. And acting like that makes her bad is it's weird. Very weird. Or, well, we take those. We definitely take those. It was worth rolling. Just for that, I guess. So I finally got a copy of this, and then... Was it last time or the time before I got a copy of Black Rail? I don't know. Now what do you do? Right. Pretty meh, pretty meh. Lovely art though. Mirrors an interesting effect. Come on, Okita. Be a good lass now. Babbage, I've mentioned this before, but he gets some buffs. He may have already gotten one of them, one or two of them. But he actually becomes a really solid unit after he gets his buff or buffs. I actually forget how many buffs, but he becomes quite good, Babbage. So, if you like the chunky boy, certainly, or well, there's a rare prism. That's like my second or third copy of that bugger. Let's show it out. He's the single target arts assassin, but frankly, so for one, Shiki's better than him. She's welfare, she's free, but you might be thinking to yourself, but I missed Shiki. I've already missed her rerun. Well, 100 Face is better than him as well. Now, they do work well together, because since he's arts, and she's arts, and she lowers the enemy's arts resistance, they combo off each other and do more damage. But generally, I don't know, at least in my case, I'm not really using multiple DPS at the same time like that. When it comes to making a party, generally it's like 2 supports and then the main DPS, or a semi-support, so one that can kind of back up DPS a bit but still fairly supportive, and then an actual support and the DPS at most. But yeah, that is one thing you could do. But basically, both Shiki and 100 Face, both of which are free. Of course, Shiki is, time limited and all that, are better. So, that being said, it's a fairly solid unit if you happen to like it. So don't necessarily let my preferences hold you back from using. Hector will be getting a buff, I think, during the release of the next Lost Belt. Maybe it's the second half of the next Lost Belt. has some team support utility to him, or some more rather. Frog seems to like us quite a bit tonight. That's what's the third one. Good old David. Thanks to him getting his MP buff when it comes along. When does it come along? He hasn't already got him, has he? Pretty sure he hasn't. But basically it makes him do really nice damage as well. He already has quite high attack for a 3-star unit. But having a good upgraded MP just further adds to that. And then you add his team utility. He's definitely a unit you should be leveling. Oh, are you joking? Another gold rider. What is it with me and riders? Well, now we have MP2 Astolfo. That is actually hilarious. And how consistently these riders are going from silvers and then flashing and then in gold. It just keeps happening. Or a gold lancer. Or Panda Lancer. She's sort of a 4-star version of Baldy, but arguably more solid just for having the better stats, better base stats from being a higher rarity unit. That being said, she suffers from a lot of the drawbacks he does, nonetheless. She could actually use some buffs, but unfortunately she's sort of, I feel like she's quite forgotten. Well, we've gotten a lot of copies of her on stream. Good day. Yeah, we're hoping to get some Sakura saber action going here. So far she's being a bit elusive, but I think we've rolled all that much yet. Just seems like it because I actually am letting the animations play out. I got a third copy of Gear he made today as well. See, I basically like Baldy. She has a non-damaging. It's a self-buff MP, sort of like Super Orion has. He'll be coming along here in a few weeks. A lot of people are saving up for him because he's sort of a beastly solo unit, the way he works. See, the difference is he just gets really nonsense broken Not necessarily broken, just really strong. Whereas, like Panda Lancer here, and Baldy especially, falls short in those regards. But we'll see how it goes with her here. Not really in any hurry to level her though, but we'll keep her. She's not going to be a rare prism like the assassin we got earlier. Alright, Okita, come on, love. Come join your altar, Sal. They're just spraying out of nowhere. Oh, we got two of those in the same set of rolls. That's some interesting luck. You've got to be joking me. What is going on here? Oh! Okay. That's one of the single best riders that could have turned into. She's a really good unit. What if I roll for a rider if... oh, come on now. Now you're just getting silly. Oh. Let's cover him here. Well, here's your backup quick support, pretty much. That's it is funny that I'm suddenly getting gold assassins. I didn't pay attention when that card first showed, so I didn't see the backing of it. I've mentioned this before, but when it comes to, you can actually tell beforehand if the Silver 7 is going to flash in 10 gold, if the card backing is sort of transparent. I'm gonna need so many dragon fangs. Luckily, we have a very kind Lotto event coming up for Christmas. So, that has them. So we'll be going to town on that. Come on, Okita. It's your turn, love. This is amusing, but I need to try to pay attention to the card backings so I can actually point out. See, notice this one's a bit more solid. Okay, here's a servant. Yeah, you see how the back of it, like the front of it had the symbol for the glass. Well, not that symbol, but a servant-like standing, and the back has almost like it sort of puts you to mind if anybody's watched the Yu-Gi-Oh series, like the Millennium Eye, sort of like that on the back of it. But if the card's going to flash into gold, it'll be a bit see-through, and you can see the symbol of the glass on the other side of it. So like the Lancer here would sort of be, you could sort of see it through the back of it. That's how you can tell before they start flashing if it's going to change on you. It's actually really unlucky that we actually got a 5-star unit, but it wasn't the radar, considering it's 80% now. 70 or 80. Something around there. Although there was one that was silver and flashed in 10 gold, so I have no idea if that falls under a different moth or something. Ah, Jekyll and Hyde. Now this is a min roll where we got one basically pity 4-star craft essence and silvers for the rest of them. So that's what those look like. If you were curious. I hesitate every time I see a rider now, even if I clearly have seen the back of it is opaque. Ah, covering fire. Feel like I see them on the walls. Speaking of ones everyone sees a lot, I don't think we've had any mob or tofu this go around. Also Proto-Coup. I swear there's some weird weight that makes you get him more often than regular Coup. It's like they know which one's the better one. So 2 Billies in this row. Yep. It's starting to get quite low when it comes to quartz, so if she's going to show up, I kind of hope it comes soon. But as long as she shows up at all, it'll be nice. Romulus, the one I keep forgetting is in the game. Don't know why, but I just never roll him. I don't use him anyway, but I also never roll him, so. That's a fair sell rich in this roll session. They really do have the rare pool really inundated with a lot of useless stuff, which does make it difficult for newer players to get important useful stuff quickly, unfortunately, unless they get really lucky. If anyone was watching back when I was streaming on that old, how difficult the time we had trying to get certain 3-star units that just wouldn't bloody show up, or certain CEs that just would never show up just because of how rare they were. Well, not necessarily rare, but just because of the pools filled with such junky filler. Which they are slowly chipping away at, although which CEs they pick to remove has so far been quite questionable. It's mostly the 4-star pool that they're doing that with. I'm starting to think she's not going to show out. We'll see though. Another covering by. I remember that one has a very lackluster effect. Pretty sure. But I don't remember what actually it is. Ah, there it is. Legendary, extremely spicy photography. Everyone's favourite craft essence. That one's 310 art damage up, I believe. Or art up in general. Oh, there's a. Can it be? Do I hear MP4 Suzuka goes? She pops up again. I might have to grail her just from principle because she be MP5. Don't know about that one. Oh yeah, we're certainly getting some sabers just to tease us a little. This is classic FGO behaviour. Okay, just for a moment, we're going to go over here. Where is she? Yeah. Never rolled on one of her raid ups. She just wants to. She wants to keep showing up for whatever reason. Okay, listen. It's between you and me. You should pop up here anytime now. It'd be very nice. Very kind. Much appreciated. See, this is the wrong saber. And here's basically the worst. Not basically. Here's the worst of the. My MP just buffs myself units. So even Bald, he's better. He's better than Glaze. So he's got that going for him, which is nice, I guess. Oh, we're just getting cheeky now. Now Zelrich, we've broken the cap on that, and it keeps showing up. Oh. Gold monster. Oh, MP2 Naja. She is actually the fairest spook I ever got in this game. So she's the fairest gold unit I got that wasn't Tomacat, which was my starter on this account. Good old Naja. Glad she finally got her MP buff. Makes her quite respectable unit strength-wise. She has a fairly stout kit. It's just her damage was not spectacular, but now she does alright. She's perfectly average to maybe even above average unit overall. Or it's not a rolling stream on this channel without getting Bygone Dream every time. Also, this is your 4-star quicker picker upper. Okay, we're starting to get to the point where it might be time to wrap up. So it's a pity, but it looks like Okita will remain elusive for now. It actually is a pity because, at least from what I remember, the way her raid ups are going to go in the future, they're not really times I can really spare rolling. But maybe we'll get lucky with GSSR sometime. Because there's New Year's. And the saber part of that, she's on that of course. Could be an option. Because it'd be really nice to get Hair or Bride, Nero Bride, off of that. The safest bet, at least for me, would be the Lancer, because literally anything that came out of that would be a hit. Because I like all those units. The closest thing to a miss would be Talmashard. But even then, they'd be like, okay, I have her MP4 now. But yeah, that'd be the most disappointing out of that one. Also like how we've not had another flashy 10 gold one since I actually remembered to point out how it would look when they do that. This one's one they're removing. This is the 4-star Buster up crop distance. They very recently removed it. I forget what. Oh, another 100 phase. I forget what they replaced it with though. It was a good CE, pretty sure, but it's the choice of removing that one that's weird, because that's one of the ones that's still a fine CE, the Buster up the Verdant Sound. because it's full attack. Pretty sure it's full attack. It's a fairly substantial buster up for a 4-star C. And there are ones that are just laughably useless. Plenty of them in the 4-star C category that for some reason they're not removing from the general pool. So it's very, very strange. First copy of that in a very long time. Wow. This is our last one of these rolls. Might finish the tickets off, might just keep them, so it's now or never if she comes. Possibly quite literally. At least for the foreseeable future, because again, not sure I can justify rolling for her. Nah. One of the banners I'm aware of in the future. That one I think is also being removed. Or been removed. In JP at least. Sure, I've gotten a lot of those Froggerots this session. Second copy of that. That's actually really amusing to get a copy of Kaleidoscope and a copy of that. Two of, honestly, the two most sought after general pool crafty essences in the same little rolling session. It's pretty amusing. Heart of Death is a handy one to keep a hold of in MLB because that gives the very large damage bonus against a wide variety of enemies, because that goes, honestly I'd say most enemies in the game are humanoids, and it's just a 4-star C. So it's a bit cheaper on team points than a 5-star one would be. Okay, we have 3 tickets. Guess we'll YOLO those out. Hope to get lucky. So here we go. Alright, last shot. That's the way it goes sometimes. Well, we didn't get Okita, but got MP4 Suzuka, which is just hilarious. MP2 to a Starfire, which was random. Musakawa Hime, a rare prison. Let's get a Panda Lancer. MP2 Nijia, did I already mention that? Got Kaleidoscope, that's a biggie. That's quite a biggie. It's less impactful because I have MLB Imaginary Element, but it's still pretty nice. Same copy of Black Rail. So yeah, we didn't get the target, but I'd say it was pretty successful. So that'll be all for this one, I guess. Hope you enjoyed the insanity that was, and see you next time.